Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Alice. I'm glad here to give my presentation. So as you can see, my topic of research is the effectiveness of implementing bilingual programs in elementary schools in China. Firstly, I will introduce the outline for you. This is the main argument of my research. For the first two parts, I will evaluate the effectiveness respectively from students and teachers. In the last part, I will focus on the whole context in China. So before I start, I will briefly introduce the bilingual program to you. Bilingual program also refers to English immersion education. In China, it often means the Chinese English immersion education. Okay, now let's see the first part. So from the perspective of students, the implementation of immersion education is effective because it has many positive effects on students. Well, the most important example is here that immersion students can do better in English. However, in some other literatures, it shows that immersion education may also have many negative effects because it may not be beneficial to students learning in other subjects, and it also fails to develop their literacy in first language. So I gather some refutations, and the most relevant one is that actually English proficiency can also contribute to the learning of other subjects. So which means that overall, the positive effects of bilingual programs on students outweighs the negative effects. Okay, now let's turn to the next part. So how do teachers' conditions contribute to the implementation of bilingual programs? Well, in some literatures, we can see that the engagement of students in classes can be improved, and native speaking teachers can also provide more new teaching ideas and practices. However, other literatures also tell us that there are many limitations of teachers' conditions which have hindered the implementation of bilingual programs. For example, there is a lack of teaching experience and English proficiency of local teachers. And local teachers also have limited educational background and qualifications. But the relevant reputation is that bilingual projects can provide some proficient training for the teachers to improve their teaching abilities and oral proficiency. So on the whole, teachers still play very essential roles in the effective implementation of bilingual education. Okay, now let's turn to the last part. So is the immersion education in China supported by the current situation? Well, we can know that earlier English bilingual program is paid much more attention because the position of English is emphasized by the whole nation, and it is also consistent with some values of Chinese society. However, there are also many limitations, limited resources, a lack of local qualified teachers. The national curriculums focus on the written examinations and the high tuitions of bilingual programs, which increases the educational inequality. But all of these problems can be solved gradually by the school leaderships and the local government. So the implementation of bilingual programs is still effective in the context of China. So this is a reference which contains the articles I use to support my research. That's all. Thank you.